So tonight on SmackDown, the show opened. I was going to say the show opened with this six-man tag match. It didn't technically. The show opened with Vince McMahon, the WWE chairman, coming out, addressing the live crowd. Of course, tonight was the first SmackDown, the first WWE live show with a capacity, sold-out crowd back. WWE's back to touring full-time. Live fans are back. I really enjoyed the show. I don't know if you turned the sound off, if I really would have enjoyed it. I'm not sure there was a ton of difference between this and a Thunderdome show, but it didn't matter. The crowd, the energy, everything was just great. I really enjoyed the show tonight. I thought it was excellent. The show opened with Vince McMahon coming out, and he, in typical Vince fashion, I guess, came out, did his big entrance, did his big walk, and said, "Where the hell have you been?" And then just left. And I think it divided opinion on social media, that one. It didn't bother me. It wasn't, it was what it was. Right? They played it for comedy. I think some people laughed, some people liked it, some people didn't like it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. They did the whole big welcome back at WrestleMania. I don't think they needed to do that again. And they had a big video package. It wasn't necessary. It didn't matter. The show did open, though, in terms of a match, with a six-man tag team match, an excellent six-man tag team match, with Edge teaming up with the SmackDown Tag Team Champions Rey and Dominic Mysterio to face off against Roman Reigns and the Usos, the heel version of the Bloodline. Now, this was great. This was so smart putting it at the start of the show, because obviously the crowd at the beginning of the show is red hot anyway, but a crowd that's been waiting for 16 months to attend a show, essentially, they were even more than red hot. They were white hot. This crowd was electric tonight. I mean, absolutely electric. And the reactions that these guys got when they made their entrances was just brilliant. Just absolutely brilliant. I was interested. Roman Reigns got a big pop. He got a real big reaction. But my concern going into this with the live crowd was that Reigns, even though he's a heel, he would still get a more so of a babyface reaction because his work's been so good. But I was pleasantly surprised. He got the initial big pop, but he got a heel reaction. And he had that crowd eating out the palm of his hands. I thought he was excellent tonight. Really, really strong reaction. Then you had the Mysterios come out to a good reaction, good pop. But really, I think the pop of the night, I think, even irrespective of Vince McMahon and all the live crowd returning stuff, the pop of the night was Edge. His reaction, the reaction that Edge got was just incredible. For me, I don't think anything can top his surprise return at the Royal Rumble in 2020, but it's up there. I mean, it's truly up there. It was emotional. It was goosebumps. The crowd were just into it. They loved him. And I said this on Twitter during the show that you have to think about it. Edge returned at the Royal Rumble match in 2020. That was the last time he wrestled a match in front of a capacity sold-out crowd. Since then, every single match that he's done has either been in an empty arena, the WWE Thunderdome, or at WrestleMania in front of a limited audience. That wasn't a capacity crowd. So tonight, since he made his return in January of 2020, is the first time he's wrestled a match, come out to a crowd that's been sold out, rabid, and ready to go. That's crazy. And given everything this guy went through, given all of the hoops and the trials and tribulations this guy went through to be able to come back, to be able to wrestle, you know that he's been dreaming of that. He's just been dreaming of that reaction. He's been dreaming of that moment that he can come out to a sold-out crowd, wrestle in front of a sold-out crowd, and it was great. This is just, I guess, the sort of the weariness in me as a pro wrestling fan. My only thing I was thinking when he came out and he's going crazy and the crowd are going nuts, my only concern was don't get injured. Just don't get injured, because Edge has been an injury prone guy. But so that reaction was awesome, absolutely awesome. It was a moment. It was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. The match itself was great. I think it was the right outcome, if I'm honest. I was concerned at one point because I was thinking, I hope they don't beat the Usos and Reigns here, because for me that would be the wrong outcome. I think they need the heat still, and they're a faction. You can't be a dominant faction and then lose the first match in front of a crowd, or your first match since you've been reunited. That's illogical for me. So the finish was after a bit of a distraction. I think it was Jay gets a roll up on Mysterio, he cooks the tights, they get the victory. But it was the after the match angle that happened. So after the match, Edge and Reigns get into a brawl. We see Reigns hit a Superman punch on Edge. Edge eventually hits a spear on Roman Reigns. He then gets the bar he's been using from the steel chair. He's been doing that sort of Chelsea smile crossface. He's done it on Jay. He's done it on Jimmy. He did it on Reigns previously, and he did it on Roman Reigns once again tonight on SmackDown. This time, surprisingly, they actually had Roman Reigns tapped out. He properly tapped out. He tapped away. Now, there's a couple of things I will say about this. One, they're playing up like this is a big deal, but Edge can't use that on Sunday. So I don't really see what the issue is. They're saying, well, if that happens on Sunday, then we're going to have a new Universal Champion. It's not a no DQ match. As far as I'm aware, it's a singles match. So Edge can't use that. It's a weapon. So I'm not sure about that. Also, they're going, Edge has got Reigns' number. It's obvious that Edge has got Reigns' number. And it's kind of like, well, sort of. I mean, I know that the match at WrestleMania was a triple threat match, but he did lose at WrestleMania. And I know he lost because of interference from Jey Uso. That's true. But ultimately, Reigns pinned two guys at WrestleMania on top of each other. So I'm not sure if that really constitutes as Edge having Reigns' number, but they've played it up like Edge has been able to take out Jimmy, Jey, and Roman over the course of the last few weeks, and I guess Roman tapped out tonight, so that could happen on Sunday. Of course, that isn't going to happen on Sunday. There is no way that Roman Reigns is losing the Universal Championship. He's scheduled to face John Cena for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. Frankly, I think he holds the championship until WrestleMania at the minimum next year, because they've got those tentative plans when it comes to Reigns and The Rock. So I don't see Reigns dropping the championship anytime soon. But after he made Reigns tap out tonight, Edge, as you can see there, had the Universal Championship in his hand, held up high in the air. And look, again, it's get used to that sight embrace that sight, because it's not going to happen this coming Sunday, that's for sure. But it was a cool visual, and I was watching this match, really enjoying it because of the crowd. I thought it was a great match anyway, but the crowd was so into it, and I was just really happy for Edge. I was really happy for Edge because, as I mentioned, this is a guy that, he was out of the ring for, 9 years, something crazy like that. And essentially, whilst he was wrestling last year, but it wasn't what he wanted. When he envisioned coming back to WWE, when he envisioned making his way back into the ring and coming back from this neck injury, obviously, he thought he was going to be performing in stadiums and sold-out arenas and doing all of this great stuff, and that didn't happen because of the pandemic. And he knows that he's still on a limited time in terms of his time in the ring. He knows that he's been given this second chance, this miraculous second chance, but he's not going to be wrestling forever. He's got a limited time window, and a year of that has disappeared because of the pandemic. So it was just great to see him have his moment tonight, have that big entrance, have the spot when he held up the Universal Championship. Again, he's not going to win on Sunday, but my feeling was that if the crowd is as red hot as they were tonight on SmackDown, that's going to be a really fun match. Irrespective of knowing the outcome, which is Reigns winning and leaving as the Universal Champion. Irrespective of all that, if the crowd is that hot, irrespective of how bad the match is, which I don't think it will, I think it'll be an excellent match. But irrespective of all of that, if the crowd is that red hot, then we are in for a treat. We are in for a real treat on Sunday, because the crowd, they took the match tonight up just to a completely different level. I mean, it was really that good. So if we have that kind of intensity and that kind of energy from the crowd on Sunday, which I don't see why we wouldn't, then Edge versus Reigns is going to be a lot of fun. It's really going to be a lot of fun. And I thought Edge looked great tonight. I think arguably it's maybe the best Edge has looked in the ring. I know a lot of people spoke about earlier this year when Edge won the Rumble and he faced Randy Orton on Raw, and a couple of the matches that he had on SmackDown, the one when he faced off against Jey Uso, there was maybe a bit of a feeling that he did look a bit, rusty, or he was showing signs of his age. Vince has obviously told him to dye his hair and his beard, because as you can see there, Edge has got like 3 different shades of blonde going on in his face right now. So there was, I guess, some concern that he was looking older and he was looking a bit, not slower, because he's in fantastic shape, but he was showing his age. I thought tonight was the best he'd looked in the ring. I really did. I thought he was moving smoothly. I think it's arguably the best and freshest he's looked since coming back. I thought he really looked that good. So I have high hopes. I really do for Sunday in terms of their match. They teased after this backstage the Seth Rollins Edge feud as well for SummerSlam. Edge doing the backstage promo, and Seth Rollins just basically comes up and cackles at him for a couple of minutes and says that you're not going to win on Sunday, but I hope you do, because then I can cash in on you. I can cash in on the person who pioneered the Money in the Bank cash in. I'm going to cash in on you and win the Universal Championship. I'll finish what I started 7 years ago. They did reference the Cutting Edge segment from Raw in 2014, which I'm really glad that they are doing that, because they should embrace their history. It's an easy story to tell. So they planted the seeds for Rollins versus Edge at SummerSlam as well. So again, Edge isn't winning on Sunday. Reigns is winning. He's facing Cena at SummerSlam. Edge is facing Rollins at SummerSlam. But really enjoyable. Really enjoyed Edge's match tonight, and I'm very, very excited. Very excited for the match on Sunday. I think it's going to be excellent, and that crowd, they're just going to take it up a level. But look, guys, as always, this is just one man's opinion. What are your thoughts on Edge holding up the Universal Championship tonight on SmackDown? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll do my best to respond and reply to all of your comments. Really enjoy interacting with you guys, talking about WWE, AEW, Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, all things pro wrestling here on the channel. So be sure to get involved in the community. Drop a comment below. All opinions are welcome. If you have enjoyed this video, please do smash a like on the like button too. It really does help us out here on YouTube. Go up the rankings and get into people's recommendation feeds if they haven't seen our videos previously. But most importantly, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to Wrestle News 365. You can do that by clicking the bottom right hand corner of the screen right now, or if you wait a few seconds, there'll be a subscribe button at the end of this video along with another video for you to watch. Thank you very much for watching, listening, streaming, or have you come across this video today, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.